Hi class, so you just watched the video about factors and multiples, and now you're watching a video about factors follow-up work, and I'm just going to show you how to follow this work up. So if we select in our math folder here, if we select the, so here we're in math, the math folder, blue. Now under view attachments, you're going to see 3 attachments that we can work with. These are files that we're going to be working with. Now, if you have the math packet, these are also in your math packet. So table C is the first one that we're going to work with. Now, I'm just going to walk through this on Notability right now. Now, keep in mind, you can do this on paper too. So I can select the arrow on the top right and select Notability. And I'm going to create a new note. There we go. And import one file sent to Notability. Awesome. So that means I can go to Notability here, and it should appear on the top of my page in a moment. There it is. All right. So I'm opening this up. So I see here that I have a whole bunch of numbers. They're called base numbers. What we're doing here is we're finding the factors of these numbers. I did this in the last video for numbers 1 through 10. So I might start with a number like the number 1, and I'd say, how can I make 1? 1 times 1. That's the only way to make the number 1. 1 times 1. How about the number 2? How can I make the number 2? Well, I can make it with 2 times 1, and I can make it with 1 times 2. Those are the only ways to make the number 2, and you might recall that from the last video where I showed using beads kind of the ways that I can make 2. So 2 and 1 are the 2 factors of the number 2. How about the number 3? How can I make 3? Well, you might recall that I can find it with 3 times 1 and 1 times 3. What if I'm not sure about a number and its factors? Well, if I'm not sure, we do have another resource here in Schoology. It's called the Table of Multiples. It's under these attachments here on the top here, and I can open that up. Now, you can open it up here, and you can kind of go between this and your paper, or this, and if you double tap the home screen, obviously you can go back to the Table of Multiples that you're working on. But for now, I'm actually going to open it in Notability as well, just so I can work with it here. You don't have to do this. So let's see here. I'm going to try this out here. All right. So I'm going to go to Notability now. And down here, there it is. There's my table of multiples. Well, that's handy. So I actually just added it to this note. So now the number of 4. What are the factors of 4? Well, I can come down here, and here's my number 4. And I can see, and here's the number 4, and here's the number 4. I can see that the factors of 4, if I start here and I go all the way over to the end here, I can see that 1 is a factor of 4. And I can see that 4 obviously is a factor of 4. And how about this one? This one tells me that 2 is also a factor of 4 because 2 times 2 equals 4. So if I'm not sure about the factors of a number, the table of multiples can be real helpful for finding those factors. So I can go in now and I can say, okay, the factors of 4 are, let's see, the equations are 1 times 4, and 4 times 1, and 2 times 2. Those are all the ways to get 4. How about the number 5? Let's see, how can I make the number 5? Well, the number 5, the only way, you can even see it here, the only place that I can find 5 on here is along these first columns. Don't see it out here anywhere. That means the only way to make 5 is 1 times 5 and 5 times 1. You, I'm sure, remember that from the first video. 1 times 5 and 5 times 1. How How about the number 6? How can I make the number 6? Let's see here. I know that 2 times 3 equals 6. So I'm starting especially to start at both places, both numbers at the same time, but I see 6 here is a product of 2 and 3 here. So let's see, is there any other way to make 6? Obviously 1 times 6 and 6 times 1 and 2 times 3 and 3 times 2. There it is again. 3 times 2 is also 6. So those are all factors of 6. So 1 times 6, 6 times 1, 2 times 3, and 3 times 2. So you're going to carry on in this way, using the table of multiples when it's helpful. And we're trying to find all the ways there are to divide, or really to use factors to make all of these base numbers, 1 through 50. So this is just a kind of an exercise in finding the different equations that you can use to make a number and to find all the factors for these numbers. Now, when you're done, you're going to look for some numbers in particular. You're looking for numbers that only have 2 equations. I see one right there. Do you see any others? Let's see. Did you notice this one right here? Are there any others yet? Oh, there's one right there. So again, I'm hoping maybe you have the paper packet and you can do that on your packet with a red pencil. Or if you want to do it in Notability, this works fine as well. And find those factors for these numbers 1 through 50. Highlight the numbers in red that only have 2 factors. We're going to use this as a tool for some work that we're going to be doing later on here. But I should really highlight the number 2 as well, the number 3 as well, and the number 5 as well. And you just kind of keep going on down through this work till you've reached the number 50 down here. All right, that's all. Have fun with this. It's kind of a cool work, and see if you notice any patterns that start to form as you're doing this work. Go ahead and when you're done with this, you'll be ready for the next lesson.